The following podcast contains mature subject matter, adult themes, and may also contain profanity. You have been warned.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Absurd. I, of course, am here with my wonderful partner in crime. Well, it's not really crime, but
No, it's not really crime.
At all.
Not yet, anyways.
My co-host,
Hi.
Mel. Hi, Mel.
That's me. Hi.
Is you? How are you today?
I'm great.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well done, you.
Yeah.
Look, it's bleak out again, isn't it?
Well,
What do you mean, well, it is? There's no sun. Well, I mean, the sun's still there, otherwise
yeah,
it'd be
it's
dead.
sticky.
Is it? I haven't been outside yet today.
Yeah, it's like sticky. It's not super warm, but it's yeah.
I hate this time of year. I hate sticky.
I hate sticky.
Don't even. Yeah, but even like sticky candy.
Really? You don't like caramel?
Well, I love it, but I don't want it like all over my hands.
Well, you don't have to touch it.
Well, how do I get it to my mouth?
Well, I don't know.
Let's figure that one out later. Nobody else cares. I'm not even sure
We're
I
just gonna
even
go
care,
down a
really.
weird rabbit hole. I'll just stop.
Do rabbits like caramel? Is it caramel or caramel?
I call it caramel.
Yeah, I call it. I'm going to call it caramel then, just to be different.
Just to be you.
Yeah, what do you mean? So, yeah, anything new? Anything interesting?
Well, you know what? I actually had an interesting dream about you the other night.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah,
flattered.
don't get excited.
Wow, I'm a little late actually.
Well,
Go on.
you almost died in it, so
Oh, well,
there's that.
There's everything as a downside. Go ahead.
I had this dream that I was coming over to do our podcast as per usual,
Yeah.
and for some reason I was bringing a fishbowl. And you know where like you get like the fish tanks that have like fishy things at the bottom, like the little castles and pebbles and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it had all that in the bottom. Whatever. Dreams don't make sense. So I went to give it to you, and I said, I brought this for you, but there's something at the bottom, and I don't know what it is. There's something living there.
Oh.
And then you went, oh, well, let's find out. And you stuck your hand in there.
That doesn't sound like me.
and this eel-type creature
Yeah.
bit you.
Yeah.
And you were, like, screaming in pain.
But it was a really manly scream though. Yeah.
No, probably
Huh.
not. No.
Okay.
And your hand started to, like, swell.
Shit.
Yeah.
Which hand?
Your left one.
Ah, damn it.
Why?
Nothing. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, so I like, it was looking pretty bad, and I said, oh, I should probably, take you to the hospital.
Thank you.
And you're like, no, we gotta finish the podcast first.
Really?
And I'm like, your hand's turning blue. We need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And no, you were like, no, we got to do the podcast.
Okay.
And then I woke up.
Oh man, so I don't even know, like
I don't even know.
in this realm, if I even have a left hand anymore,
I don't even know.
or even if we got the podcast done.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Weird. I wonder what the basis is for that dream.
I don't know.
Well, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. I don't like
Like
that
the
dream
hand
at
that
all.
feeds you? I don't know.
Well, my right hand feeds me.
Okay.
That's because I'm right-handed. Right?
Do you ever use your left hand?
Really?
No, I wasn't going there, but
Well, yeah, I
don't want to
do.
know
Yes,
that.
I do.
I don't want to know
I
that.
do sometimes,
Okay.
but I am not
Like, you just like,
ambidextrous.
nom, 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 nom.
I'm not ambidextrous. All I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, so kind of a sad evening last night.
Why?
Well, because the Leafs lost,
Yeah.
But I gotta say, they played really well in the game.
Yes, they did.
And they did manage to come back from a 3-1 deficit in the series and force a Game 7 and to overtime.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
And
good.
I did win a pound of wings and a pint of beer out of it.
Did ya? Mm-hmm. How'd you win?
Well, because I bet my friend, because the Leafs are notorious for not making it past the first round in the past
unfortunately.
many years. So I said, months ago, I'll bet you they don't make it past the first round. So we bet, and if I won, he has to buy me a pound of wings and a pint at a place of my choosing. Had they made it past the first round, then obviously I would have owed him the same thing. The beauty is it was a win-win for me. Because if they lose, I get wings and beer. If they win, my team advances.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
There was another person who was involved in the bet, but he's no longer in the scene.
Why?
I'll explain that to you later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really care for the person much.
Oh.
No ill will intended.
Sure.
At all. You know, I hope he's fine, does well. But, yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. For another time.
Another time and another place.
Yeah.
All right. So, we got some stories today, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Would you like to begin?
Sure.
All right. Lay it on us.
Sure. Do you want to talk about bees?
Ooh,
Do you like bees? Like, are you friends with them?
well, no.
No.
When I was young, I was terrified of bees.
Yeah.
Because I got stung quite a number of times. But, as I've gotten older, I haven't been stung for a number of years. It still sucks hard. I was at a bar uptown one time sitting on the deck, and it was summer, so I was wearing shorts, and I got stung in the back of the knee by a bee. That blew.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
that sucked.
Yeah,
But
that would
do
be
I like
terrible.
bees? Yeah, man. Kind of need them.
Yeah.
We'd all be dead without
Sure.
bees.
Sure.
And I do love honey.
Yeah.
hmm
Okay.
So, which is also really sticky, just to bring it back a bit.
Just.
But yeah, what about them? Why bees?
I've never been stung.
Really? Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that this summer.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I need to get stung this
Yeah,
summer.
take it off
Okay.
your list, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where was I going with that?
I don't know, something about bees.
Oh yeah. So there was this 3-year-old girl, and it was in North Carolina, and she was telling her mom that she had a monster in her room.
Yeah, 3-year-olds are like that.
And yeah, exactly. I have young kids. I've had to deal with the monsters in the closet and
Sure.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, so she kept telling her mom that this is happening, and there's all these bees coming in, and so her mom didn't think much of it, but then eventually, mom saw a bunch of bees swirling around their chimney,
Okay.
like outside.
Yeah.
So she called a what do they call them?
Okay.
Pest control.
Yeah.
And apparently they found what nightmares are made of.
Wow.
They found a hive of over 50,000 honeybees
Shit.
living in the walls.
Sorry.
So this poor little girl was hearing all these sounds that
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what that would sound like.
Well, I
in
just
the walls.
imagine it would be a drone, no pun intended, but
Yeah.
like a droning hum, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you could hardly fault the girl for thinking it's a monster.
yeah.
Like, not that bees are monsters, but 50,000 of them, yeah, I'm going to be a little on
I
edge,
would be terrified.
you know?
I would be terrified.
So,
So yeah, that's what it was. That was her monster. Were all these bees?
I hope they brought, what do you call them? What do you call somebody who takes care of bees?
A beekeeper?
Like, yeah, that's true. I thought there was a more, like, smarter
word.
word. Yeah.
Smarter word.
Yeah. But yeah, beekeeper. Well, I presume they brought a beekeeper and got the
I
bees.
don't know.
I hope so.
I
Better
don't know
not
how
have killed
else
them.
you would.
That's what you
Yeah,
would do.
actually, no. You know what? They would
Right.
because my neighbors. This was a few years ago now.
Mhm.
They had a swarm of bees in their backyard, and you could hear them from my deck. Like when we were outside, you could hear the buzzing.
Yeah.
And they estimated the same thing, actually, around 50,000 bees. So they called pest control about it, and a beekeeper ended up coming out
Cool.
and had like the honeycomb traps and all that stuff,
Right.
and was able to get them all.
And that's a pretty good deal for the beekeeper.
100%.
Because they get to keep them.
Yeah.
Well, I assume so. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they terrify me. I don't.
Well, here's a hint for you.
Okay.
I'm going to help you. All right? I'm going to give you some information that will benefit you.
Can't wait.
If a bee lands on your arm, blow on it to blow it off your arm.
Don't smack it.
Actually, I'm lying to you. That'll get you stung. Because it's the carbon dioxide in your breath triggers their fear response.
Really?
Yes. That's why, like, when you're around bees and you start freaking out a little bit, and you're not hyperventilating.
Huffing and puffing.
Right. That gets them agitated.
Right.
Right. So no, you should flick it. Right. Mm-hmm. Don't blow on it. It'll.
I won't. I'll probably run screaming and
that's
shaking my arm.
That's what you should do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And run towards the hive and hit it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's now the only upside for you is that if you get stung by a honeybee, they're dying in the process. It kills them.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It tears the whole stinger and everything right out of them. Mm-hmm. So, don't get stung deliberately.
Okay.
Want to hear a really weird stingy fact?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is bordering on the adult. Back in Roman times, dudes used to get bees to deliberately sting their member in order to make it bigger.
What?
Yeah. I could have the member of an infant and I still wouldn't do that, man. No. I'd figure out something else. That's pretty dedicated to your craft.
Yeah, that's
honey. Yeah, that's weird, eh? Them Romans.
Yeah, them Romans.
They were crazy. Hey, have you eaten yet today?
I had a piece of toast.
What do you have on it?
You're gonna make fun of me.
No, maybe, but not necessarily.
Cheese whiz.
No, I won't make fun of you, but I really hate it. When you put cheese whiz on, do you butter it still?
Yeah.
You don't eat peanut butter, do you?
No.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else. Would you put jam on toast?
Actually, you know what?
No.
Cheese whiz and jam together.
Yeah,
really good.
I can see that. No, cheese
Very
and
good.
jam.
But yes, I do like jam too.
If you put jam on it, do you butter it?
Yeah, I always butter it.
Me too. See, because you don't like peanut butter because you've got issues. Like, it's an ongoing thing amongst peanut butter users. If you put it on toast, do you still put butter on? Well, same with bread. If you make a peanut butter sandwich, you butter the bread. Of course you do. Mm. It enables the peanut butter to spread more easily. Yeah. But the reason I asked if you had anything to eat, I'm going to give you, and everyone listening, hopefully there's somebody listening, a French dish, based on the Otordelin bunting, which is a small bird. Okay. It's a Eurasian bird.
Okay.
It's about 16 centimeters in length, so that's call it 6.5 inches for the less developed people, with a wingspan of 23 to 29 centimeters, so 9 to 11 inches. So not a massive bird, but it's served in French cuisine, typically cooked and eaten whole.
Typically cooked. So there's times where it's not cooked.
Really? Do I have to come over there or what? Traditionally, diners cover their heads with their napkin or a towel while eating the delicacy. The bird is so widely used that its French populations dropped dangerously low, leading to laws restricting its use in 1999. In September 2007, the French government announced its intent to enforce long-ignored laws preventing the bird. So the birds are caught with nets set during their autumn migratory flight to Africa. Sounds a little unfair to me. Mm-hmm. They are then kept in covered cages or boxes. Now, before I continue, if anyone listening is, I hate this word so much, but if you're triggered by the ill treatment of animals, and we all should be, right? But if you're especially so, you might want to, turn it down. Yes, use that 10-second ahead button, about 10 times or so, right? So, anyway, you've been warned, as the beginning message says. Like I said, they're then kept. What's that?
I said, never mind me.
No, you signed on, your crew.
I gotta hear it anyway, but go ahead.
They are kept in covered cages or boxes. The birds react to the dark by gorging themselves on grain, usually millet seed, until they double their bulk. The birds are then thrown into a container of armagnac, which is like a brandy, which both drowns and marinates the birds.
Wow.
Yeah. The
Okay.
bird is roasted for 8 minutes and then plucked. The consumer then places the bird feet first into their mouth while holding on to the bird's head.
Oh my goodness.
The bird is then eaten whole, with or without the head, and the consumer spits out the larger bones. The traditional way French gourmands eat ortolans is to cover their heads and face with a large napkin or towel while consuming the bird. The purpose of the towel is debated. Some claim it is to retain the maximum aroma with the flavor as they consume the entire bird at once. Others have stated, tradition dictates that this is to shield from God's eyes the shame of such a decadent and disgraceful act. And others have suggested the towel simply hides the consumer spitting out bones. The use of the towel was begun by a priest in the late 18th century. So, yeah, any thoughts on the delicacy therein?
Oh God, no. No. But it's just no. All of it is just no.
Imagine doing that with like a chicken. Like putting a whole chicken right in your mouth, feet first, and now, and then leaving the head though. I don't know if it would make that noise.
Yeah. I just looked up the bird itself. I wanted to see what it looked like.
Oh, that probably wasn't good, was
I
it?
don't know. I don't care.
Oh. So at one time, the island of Cyprus formed a chief depot for the export of these birds, which were pickled in spices and vinegar and packed in casks containing from 300 to 400 each. In the early 20th century, between 400 and 500 casks were annually exported from Cyprus. That's a lot of birds, dude.
Yeah.
So these hunting of the birds was banned in France in '99, but the law was poorly enforced, and it is thought that up to 50,000 birds were illegally killed each year during their autumn migration. Mostly birds from breeding grounds in Finland and the Baltic area. According to France's League for the Protection of Birds, France's ortolan population fell 30% between 97 and 07. In 07, the French government vowed to strictly enforce some existing rules about banning the practice, with the maximum fine set at £4,800 or $6,728. Killing and cooking ortolans is banned across the European Union. As of 2019, the species is in decline.
Wow.
Go ahead, what were you going to say?
No, I just don't understand it.
How did somebody hit upon that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, look, I'm always amazed by, like, who are the people that determined, okay, this mushroom you can eat? Mm-hmm. What about the poor fucks who's like, oh, this one looks good, you know, and it's nightshade.
Right.
You know, or
you eat a bird like that. So you said by the feet first?
Mm-hmm.
And
you hold it by the head.
So someone did this and then convinced somebody else to do it. And so on and so on.
Right, but what about, like, drowning it and marinating it in this brandy?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not against that. Well, I'm against the drowning part. Sounds kind of shitty. But, I'm sure the brandy's fantastic.
Right.
You know.
Gross.
And
just eat the whole darn thing.
Yeah, so some don't eat the head, others do. I guess I wouldn't dare eat the head. Like, dude, at that point, does it really matter? You know?
That reminds me of, there's a bird in Newfoundland that a lot of Newfies eat out there. It's called the tur.
How do you spell it?
Turr.
Okay.
That's what we always called it.
Right.
Or razorbill, I think is the other name that they've used for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's black. Like it's just a black bird. And every time I go to mom and dad's, not every time, but most times, we go to the freezer,
yeah,
and you just see this frozen bird, and I'm like, freaks me out every time. And mom thinks it's hilarious because I'll be going through their deep freezer and looking for something, And then you just see a bag with feet sticking out of it or something like that, and it just it freaks me right out. I don't know.
How do they catch it?
It's a good question.
Well, or kill it or whatever.
I don't know. How to stuff and cook a turd, but I don't. Oh God, it's so disgusting. I'm like, I've never tried it. It just creeps me out. The whole thing just unsettles me.
How do you eat it? Like is it baked or is it fried or?
I'm pretty sure it's baked. So they chop the heads off and the legs and everything and stuff it like you would sort of a normal bird.
Right.
You know, chicken or something like that. But
right. So a tur, I've never heard of it. Is it like a raven? Does it kind of look like a raven or a crow?
It actually resembles a pigeon.
Oh, but it's
Or a
black.
pigeon, I'm sorry. Penguin.
Wow,
Two
it's very
totally
different.
different
Yeah. Oh, goddamn penguins are on my balcony again.
And it's like a really dark meat.
Huh.
They're a saltwater bird.
Yeah.
And they can dive up to 600 feet.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like
crazy?
in the water?
Yeah. So I guess when they come back up out of the water, that's when they get shot.
Oh, that's not
something.
fair.
But how do you catch it?
That's not fair at all. Poor bugger's coming up for more air and bang.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, it looks like you just cook it like you would any other bird of sorts.
And you've eaten it?
No.
Oh, how
I
come?
won't.
Why?
Mm-mm.
Pourquoi?
Gross. I won't do it.
You're a fraidy cat.
Yeah.
Do you eat chicken?
Yeah.
Do you eat turkey?
Yes.
Do you eat quail?
I don't think I've ever had quail.
How about pheasant?
Don't think I've had that.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, what are you gonna do about it?
I don't, well, maybe buy you a pheasant.
No.
Yeah. Bloody pheasant. No, that's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, so you like the bunting? You think you might ever try that?
No, I don't think I'm.
No, I'm positive I don't even want to be around it.
No, don't even. Nope.
And do you know where I first saw? Okay, so this is strange. You know how I've told you about how much I love the show Top Gear?
Yes.
And then, of course, they did the Prime show, The Grand Tour, same cast, but after they got fired from the BBC. Well, one guy did, and the other two guys left in protest. Which is a pretty funny story anyway. So on I think it's a Grand Tour episode. Yeah, they go to France. And they're talking about the French view on cars and driving and how vastly different it is from all the rest of the world. It's really interesting. But a couple of times, one of the guys was in a restaurant where they were eating, and he had a towel over his head, and it was never explained in the show. So I'm like, inquiring minds want to know, right? So I looked it up. Why is James May wearing a towel over his head in this show? And I found it pretty easily, and then I started researching about it, and I'm like, oh, Christ. Them poor buntings.
No, not for me. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'd rather eat, something like ice cream, which is a good follow-up to my next
Well, I
story.
love ice cream.
Do you?
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
It's a controversial
Lay it on.
topic.
Why?
I like Tiger Tail.
Well, why is that controversial?
Because every time I say it, people are like, what? Ugh. Like I said, I like poo ice cream or something.
Well, I do hope there isn't such a thing. Tiger Tail, it's like orange and black licorice, isn't it? Yeah, it's alright. I haven't had it. Do they even make it anymore?
There's a place in Elmira.
Oh, yeah?
Sweet Scoops.
Yeah.
They make it.
Huh.
It's not always there, but when it is, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I haven't had it for decades. Yeah, I mean, my favorite is vanilla.
Yeah,
And
I was just gonna
good
say
vanilla.
That's my follow-up too. Is vanilla.
But I also really like mint chocolate chip.
Ugh.
Ew, yeah.
Gross.
Actually, if I think about it, there probably isn't any ice cream I don't like. Like that I wouldn't eat.
Sure. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that's the same with me too. I mean, I like a lot of ice cream except chocolate. I'm not a big.
Yeah, it would be
Chocolate
my
ice
least.
cream.
But I like chocolate, which is really messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know where the town of Shakespeare is?
Yeah.
Strangely, on the way to Stratford.
Yeah.
Shakespeare's a really nice hamlet. See what I did there?
Hilarious.
Anyways, there's a cool ice cream store
Moose?
there. Yeah, Moose.
Yeah.
They have fantastic flavors, man.
Yeah. I've been there a couple times.
That's great. Moose, if you're listening to this, don't be shy to sponsor us. Even with just like a free ice cream cone a week,
Yeah.
I'd be down with
Yeah,
that.
I'd be down.
Yeah.
I'd make the trip.
Hell yeah. But yeah, ice cream. You got
Yeah.
something about ice cream?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
It's kind of an interesting story.
Please.
So you know Milan?
Like the city in Italy?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They are banning ice cream after midnight.
What? Why?
I guess they have some sort of problem with people loitering around late at night
Okay.
in the city of Milan, like downtown.
Sure.
And people who live there are complaining about it,
Okay.
and they don't like it.
Okay.
I guess they tried to do this back in 2013, but it didn't go through. But now it's, it just started this year again.
Well, so why don't? So wait. So these people that are loitering around downtown till all hours, they're eating ice cream.
That's one of the things that draws them in, right? Like
Really?
gelato, right?
Yeah,
Gelato is
yeah.
a big, so I shouldn't even say ice cream.
Well, it's Italian ice
Yes.
or whatever. I don't know what's.
Because late night gelato is part of the Italian culture.
Oh.
But because of that, they like to go late at night, like
Sure,
it
sure.
says. And yeah, people that live around the area are complaining because it's always busy and it's too loud and they can't sleep
Yeah.
and everything else.
Huh.
So yeah, they filed this new law that you can't eat ice cream after midnight.
That's interesting. Well, I certainly did not know that about Italian culture. That ice cream at the end of the night is a big thing, or late at night.
Yeah, and it's the same with takeout, pizza,
Sure.
things like that.
Sure.
So they've it's keeping local residents up.
But that's true here. I mean, like, who hasn't, after a long night gone for, like, burgers or tacos or pizza or subs, whatever, right?
Sure.
But I don't think ever in my life have I had a big night out and then had ice cream. Like, maybe it's awesome.
I don't know. Sounds
I've
like
never
it
thought
to
about
me.
it, actually. Like, I thought, oh, man.
And gelato. I love gelato.
I'm so loaded. I need to get some, some heavenly ash.
Maybe we should try that.
Eh,
See if it helps.
eh.
Anyway, it's supposed to start in May, so
Okay.
it hasn't officially started. It just went through this year to be.
It's May.
Oh yeah, it is May.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was still April.
No.
Oh my goodness.
No, April's the same length every year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
30 days. That's
Wow.
September, April. Yeah, so
That
30
up.
days. Wow. That
So
sucks for the
it'll be
people
from
that-
May to November.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, so after midnight. Is that what it was saying?
Yeah, after midnight.
Okay, so you can still get ice cream at like 10 to 12.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. I'm like, wow, of all the things, I wouldn't think they'd take away ice cream.
Yeah.
But I guess if it's a big draw in Italian culture, then
I
it
guess
makes
so.
sense, right?
Wonder how many ice cream shops there are in downtown Milan.
I don't know. There used to be a gelato place, downtown Kitchener, or Waterloo, right by the Works.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember
Or it
that
might have
place.
been in that building, like before. I don't remember.
Works
now.
has been there a long time.
Yes, it has. There was a gelato place in there, and I loved going there. It was so good.
Now I want ice cream.
Yeah.
You know what I do have, though? I have, like, I'm going to say the brand because they're awesome. Chapman's. Fantastic company. Treats their employees brilliantly.
Yeah.
And I find their ice cream quite good
Yes.
and well priced.
Yeah.
But I got some of the Chapman's Creamery, which is like a step up above normal.
Oh, yeah.
So what I've been doing is putting ice cream in a bowl, then Rice Krispies, then sliced bananas, and then maple syrup. It's awesome, dude.
Okay.
Or melt some peanut butter and put it over top. Oh yeah, right. Forgot you don't like peanut butter. God, what a weirdo. But anyways, you got some ice cream. You can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's interesting. From from Milan, from
Ice cream's sticky too, by the way.
when it melts. Yeah, no, it's true. I better not say it because I might give somebody the idea for the invention and then I'll get screwed. I'll tell you later.
All right.
So I've got an interesting story here. As you know, my academic background is in history. So I have a little bit of history here,
Okay.
which I think qualifies as absurd. Japanese holdouts. No, that is not some sort of sexual position or activity. Japanese holdouts, meaning remaining Japanese soldiers, were soldiers of the Imperial Japanese Army and Imperial Japanese Navy during the Pacific Theater of the Second World War. People continued fighting after the surrender of Japan at the end of the war. Japanese holdouts either doubted the veracity of the formal surrender, were not aware that the war had ended because communications had been cut off by Allied advances, they feared they would be killed if they surrendered to the Allies, or they felt bound by honor and loyalty to never surrender. So as you may know, during that time, the Japanese had an emperor.
Right.
And it was all about honor and loyalty, right? The term kamikaze.
Right.
Those who were literally, usually airmen, pilots, who flew their airplane into a ship, right, in hopes of destroying it.
Right.
With their death, but that was considered honorable. And kamikaze, what does that mean? I think it means like sacred wind. I have that word right? Something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, so after Japan officially surrendered at the end of the Second World War, Japanese holdouts in Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands that had been part of the empire continued to fight local police, government forces, and Allied troops who were stationed there to assist the newly formed governments. Many holdouts were discovered in the jungles of Southeast Asia and the Pacific over the following decades, with the last verified holdout, Private Turo Nakamura, surrendering on the island of Muratai in 1974. Newspapers throughout East Asia and the Pacific reported more holdouts, and searches for them were conducted until 2005, but the evidence was too scant and no further holdouts were confirmed. The aforementioned Tiro Nakamura was born in 1919, and he was actually a Taiwanese Japanese soldier of the Imperial Japanese Army who fought for Japan in the Second World War and did not surrender until 1974. So we can say then that he was on that island for 29 years after the war had ended.
Didn't get the memo.
Oh, well, literally, no. So Nakamura was stationed on Muratai Island in the Dutch East Indies, which is now part of Indonesia, shortly before the Allies overran that island in September 1944. Allegedly, the Imperial Japanese Army declared Nakamura dead on 13th of November 1944. After the Allies captured the island, it appears Nakamura remained there with other stragglers well into the 1950s, though setting off for extended periods on his own sometimes. In 1956, he relinquished his allegiance with his fellow holdouts and set off to construct a solitary camp consisting of a small hut in a 20 by 30 meter fenced field. Sounds kind of cool. Mm-hmm. There was like Wi-Fi and chips and shit. Yeah. Nakamura's hut was accidentally discovered by a pilot in mid-1974. In November of that year, the Japanese embassy requested assistance from the Indonesian government in organizing a search mission, which was conducted by the Indonesian Air Force, leading to his arrest on 18th of December 1974. Hey, my friend's birthday, she was 1. Is that right? Yeah. Anyways, all right. He was then hospitalized for a time. News of his discovery reached Japan, and anyways, he decided to be repatriated straight to Taiwan because that's where he was from. Right. Taiwan had been taken over by the Japanese early in the war, and so some Taiwanese men would have been conscripted into the Japanese military, right? Upon his return, the Taiwanese press referred to him as Li Kuan Hui. God, I like saying that. A name he learned of only after his repatriation. Initially, the Republic of China, Taiwan, did not receive him well, seeing him as a Japanese loyalist. And this gets kind of sad. I realize this is long. Mm. What do you mean? Mm-hmm? But
no, I'm yeah, okay. Sad.
Yeah. So at the time, the Japanese public, their perception of Nakamura and his repatriation differed considerably from those of earlier holdouts, such as Hiro Onada, who had been discovered only a few months earlier and was both an officer and ethnically Japanese. As a private in a colonial unit in foreign soil, Nakamura was not entitled to a pension due to a 1953 change in the law on pensions, and he thus received only the sum of $1,230 Canadian. This caused a considerable outcry in the press, motivating the Taiwanese government, and the public to donate a total of $37,000 to Nakamura. 5 years after his repatriation on 15th of June 1979, Nakamura died of lung cancer.
Lung cancer.
So, well, I mean, everybody smoked back then, didn't they? So he was on that island. 1944, he was 25, right? The island was overrun then and was in Allied control, but he held out. So he was there for, 30 more years. So he spent almost all of his life, almost all of his adult life, thinking the war was still going on, living in this little fortification he made. And then when he gets discovered, he learns, wow, the war is over, forever ago. He gets almost nothing for it, and then dies 5 years later. That's pretty shitty. So yeah.
So never got to enjoy any form of an adult life, and
no, not by any measure we would use.
No.
Or the average. I mean, maybe he's like, oh sweet, I caught a frog for dinner.
Right.
You know, but I guess it's
Sorry
all.
about your luck. Here's a few dollars.
Yeah, and so he didn't qualify for a pension and all. That's awesome.
Yeah. Right.
Digs. So yeah, that's Japanese holdouts.
Wow, that's quite something.
It is a tale of woe.
Yeah, it is a tale of woe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you imagine being stuck on an island?
Bands.
What would you take with you?
Oh God. How many things am I allowed to take?
3 things.
Jesus.
3 things. What would you take?
Can they be basically in limitless form?
Yeah, sure.
Is there fresh water on the island?
Sure.
Thank God. Because I don't know how to desalinize.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Like boil it. No, that'd be too hard. Am I the only one on the island?
Yeah.
Bummer.
There's
Okay.
a lot of questions. Just answer the question.
A giant bag of edibles.
Okay.
Do I have to bring food?
That's up to you. That's what I'm asking.
Was there food on the island?
I regret asking you this question.
Good, I don't like answering.
I don't want to talk about this.
Well, because I got to think about it a long time.
No, I don't care anymore.
Okay, I'll tell you later.
All right.
Okay, do you have another story for us? Wait, what would you take on the island? See, it's
Is
not
there
so
food
easy.
on this island?
No, be a smartass. For you, no. There's only peanut butter. Endless jars of peanut butter.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you better take some bread, sister.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. That's
See,
a tough one.
right.
I was asking you. So.
I don't care.
Anyways.
So, yeah, that's, we had some, did we have any happy stories? I guess the ice cream one wasn't really sad.
No.
I mean, kind of, whatever, you know.
Well, the girl got the monster out of her room.
And that's cool. That's a good thing. And the bees were probably saved.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if the little girl got to keep the honey. Seriously. If I was her, I'd want the honey.
God, I can't even imagine. Ugh. Anyway.
You don't like honey?
Eh.
Oh my
I'm about
God.
it.
Yeah, and then of course we had the bunting. That's not happy.
It's not happy.
It's actually really revolting.
Yeah, very revolting.
And then the Japanese holdout, which is really sad, I think.
So, you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, anything planned for the rest of your day?
No,
No?
not really.
Oh, well, that's good, eh?
Probably just, put my jammies on and
Yeah.
do nothing.
Really, eh? Like, literally, just like
Just
sit
lay
there?
there and stare at the ceiling.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Sounds like my first wife.
Yeah.
No, I was never... I've never been married before, actually, so don't, yeah. It just sounds like such an awesome intro.
Right.
Yeah, so that's it for today, peoples.
Cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, eh?
That was cool. Awesome.
I have to go for a little walk then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, nothing planned for me. It's going to be a quiet evening.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming by. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, feel free to visit us on our various social medias, which you can find somewhere.
Yeah, DM us anytime.
Yeah.
Have a question, comment, or something you want us to talk about, feel free.
Yeah, suggestions are welcome. Doesn't mean we'll do them.
No.
But, we're open to suggestions.
Absolutely.
Heck to the yes. All right, well, take care, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
The Absurd Podcast is written, produced, and recorded by Rod and Mal. Music by Audionautics.com.